everyone. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Sophie, and back in November 2014, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. They removed a 1 centimeter tumor, which was triple positive, grade 2 aggressive cancer. The doctors told me I had to do chemoradiation, and if I wouldn't, I would die. I chose to do my own research and found that poisoning my body back to health didn't make sense to me, so I went with natural methods instead. I'm not a professional and I don't follow any health gurus. I just read as much info as possible and went with what made sense to me. I'm choosing to share my story with you in hopes of spreading knowledge about healing disease naturally. Healing is my full-time focus. I take it very seriously, so you can ensure that the information I post is from credible sources. Particularly, I like books written by doctors who are healing their own cancers because I find that source to be the most credible. I also like medical journals. I do shorten some of the info I put out there, so if ever you're interested on a particular topic, just let me know and I'll be sure to send you the reference. So what's new with me, you ask? Well, it's been 4 months and I just got my first clean bill of health. I'm not even close to being out of the storm yet, but these first blood test results show that I'm going in the right direction and that feels great. I'd love to say that my path is all rosy and fun because I get a ton of followers, but it's not always that way. Healing cancer is a reflection of self, spiritually, mentally, and sometimes you don't always like what you're faced with. But the key in healing any disease is to not try to change it. It's to face and accept things the way they are so we can leave room for something else to come in and grow. I think this is why we have so many sick people in our society that's so obsessed with this picture perfect image. So I'm going to try to be real with you as much as I can. And hopefully you won't judge me too much because I know that there's a lot of stigma around mental health. But I think being weak and vulnerable is the true definition of strength. So my first step out of 7 is on nutrition. But before I talk about that, I just want to stress that these steps are something anyone can do. They're a guideline to optimal health to heal or prevent any disease. I'd like to go over some tips on how to motivate yourself to do these steps. The best tip I can give you is to be open about new knowledge and things that you're not familiar with. So I find the worst flaw I used to have was that I would condemn something I didn't understand. The biggest evolutionary steps, though, we've taken as humans were due to a humility to admit that we were wrong and an openness to learn better. I understand it goes against our instincts to question culture and history, but it is in doing this that we push the species to evolve. So healthy criticism is great. Learn to question the source. When you're learning new things, give yourself credit for every little step you take. In fact, great job for listening to this blog. Caring about your health, nutrition, etc., just thinking about making a change. As soon as you get into a place of comparing or expecting, you lose sight of the real progress you're making in the now, and you get discouraged. Take it all one baby step at a time. Realize everybody has to start somewhere and goes at their own pace. Another important thing is to get educated. When you learn everything there is to know about something, it begins to take shape and have all this meaning and personal attachment to you. For example, when it comes to nutrition, I learn about food and the physiological effect it has on my body. So when I'm eating a bite of broccoli, let's say, I can picture it turning on my protection genes and turning off the genes that promote cancer. And lastly, get empowered. Trust your intuition. See the importance and necessity of taking your health into your own hands. You don't have to swallow that pill just because the doctor said so. In fact, taking that pill or conventional treatment method is going to do nothing to cure your disease permanently. It just masks your symptoms and causes life-threatening effects. Natural treatments are not new age fluff. There are hundreds of thousands of people who have been successful because it's based on sound principles and scientific studies. So about step 1 of 7, nutrition. I started with this guide because I think it's the most overlooked and forgotten healing powerhouse tool we have. If you read my blog, I pointed out how diseases have overwhelmingly increased since the 1940s. And what do you think has caused this? The culture of our food has changed. We've lost a relationship with it. It's grown so warped and man-made from its natural state. 90% of our grocery stores are packaged, processed, poisoned foods. So how do you stay away from convenience foods? Well, don't buy it. If it's not in your house, you're not going to eat it, right? You can learn healthier alternatives and switch to them slowly. I understand food has many connections attached to it. We all have our vices, and food is a big emotional one. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can learn to make eating a place of happiness, nourishment, bonding, connecting in a positive way. So some quick food tips for you: incorporating more veggies, green cruciferous veggies, onions, garlic, mushrooms, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices. Less processed, sugar, chemical-ridden junk. Switch from dairy to all the yummy milk alternatives out there right now. We are the only species who drinks another species' milk, made to wean a baby cow into a ton animal. It's filled with unhealthy things. Eat foods in their natural form as much as possible, filled with all the nutrients to heal and prevent disease. And remember that taste is a learned behavior, built on perception, and anything that is learned can be unlearned. Thank you so much for tuning in and being interested in my story. I'd love to connect with you if ever you have any other questions about this journey and my steps. I'm on Facebook, IG, or just subscribe and throw me a message. Thanks, bye.